So I'm having a chat with Ben of Blackstone Cherry. How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
Not too bad, thanks so much. So recently you've been releasing some singles. The most recent of yours that we've been playing is Smile World. Tell us a little bit about the single first of all.
Yeah, that song is a really cool song on the album. I think it's a good balancer, because it's just a fun title. It just talks about putting things in perspective and realizing that maybe things aren't as bad as they seem sometimes. You got to take a step back and just smile. Um, but we wrote that song. The title came about last year. We were getting ready to start a tour, and we were out west, and our bus broke down the night before the first show. And we were staying at a hotel. Our bus was taken to like a service place to try to get fixed, and we were standing outside the hotel that night, kind of bummed out, like didn't know if we were going to make the show. And then so everybody's kind of in a mood, and I think Steve, our bass player, said, "Hey guys, sometimes you just got to smile, world." And I was like, "What a great song title that would be." So then a few months later, we wrote the lyrics for it, and then that was the inspiration behind it.
Good, good, excellent. And that's coming off your what is going to be eighth record out next week, Screaming at the Sky. Tell us a bit about what we can expect to hear when we get a chance to take a listen.
Yeah, it's our heaviest and riffiest album to date, I believe. Definitely the most aggressive musically, and then lyrically, it's our most transparent album that we've ever put out. I think we just wanted to say what was on our hearts and not be too metaphorical about it and not beat around the bush. We were just like, look, if this is how we feel, let's just say it. So I'm really proud that we could take another layer off, lyrically, and just really just get out there and say it. And I think that's what people will relate to the most.
Yeah, good. And the sound you created with this record, was it the plan to go in and create that sound, or is it simply just how it turned out in the studio?
It's really just the way it turned out. We recorded the drums and the guitars in the Plaza Theater, which is a theater in our hometown, very historic place. And of course, it sounded monstrous in there. And then our monitor engineer and our bass tech, Jordan Westfall, he engineered this record and mixed it, and he did the last one as well too. So, being as a guy that tours with us and sees us play live every night, he definitely knew sonically what we were going for in the overall sound of the record. And I think that's why it's so in your face.
Yeah, good. And this is the first record since John left the band. You've now got Steve on the member list. What's it been like writing and recording with Steve this time round?
Oh, it's been great. We've known him for years. He's from the same town as us, and he has such a passion for music that it was a shoe in, man. He was just the best, and he's such a talented guy too. He played the slide guitar on the song "Nervous" on the album, and of course, he just his passion for music fits right in with ours, and it was really cool to have him in the studio and to have like that kind of his energy in there with
Mm.
us.
Yeah, great stuff. And you get the chance to play these tracks live as well. You're coming over here next week and then over in the States for the rest of the year. You got a busy year for the rest of the year now.
Yeah, looks like it. We're of course we're looking forward to this UK tour. That's going to be so much fun playing those small venues
Mm.
again. And then yeah, we go back home, and then we're just doing US stuff until the end of November, and then we'll have two shows in our hometown in December, and that'll be the end of the year for us. And then we'll start back in January.
Yeah, indeed. What does 2024 hold for you guys?
Our first thing, we're doing a cruise called Shiprocked, which is a very popular cruise with lots of bands. So we're going to do that at the end of January. And then I believe they're putting together the all the stuff for spring right now. I know we'll come back over um, overseas in the summer, and then hopefully again in the fall for another big tour. So I think they're putting all of it together as we speak.
Great stuff. And you've played many places around the world now, but there must be places still on your bucket list to go and play. Where haven't you played yet that you do want to go and get to at some point?
There's definitely a lot of countries we still want to go to. I would love for us to go to Greece, and
Mhm.
I'd love for us to get back to Hawaii. We've got to play Honolulu once. That was amazing. Um, but there's still so many venues and places all over the world that we never say when, we always say sorry, we never say if, we always say when. So that's kind of been our mentality since the start. So we'll see.
Yeah, indeed. I'd like to talk a little bit about the writing side of things as well. How do tracks normally start off for you guys?
90% of the time, it's always music first. Somebody will have a riff idea, and then that kind of is the landing pad for the song. That kind of lends it to where we're going to go lyrically. How's it going to go melodically? sometimes somebody will come in with a melody, and then we'll put the music around it. But I would say 90% of the time, it's always the guitar riff first, and then or a song title that kind of goes, oh, that sounds like it could be this, or that sounds like it could go this way. So that's just the way we've always been.
Yeah, good. And once you take your demos into the studio to go and record them, how do you take it from a demo to a finished track?
Yeah, well, we're on the road writing it, and we'll put a demo together, and everybody will kind of listen to it, and we use that as kind of a blueprint. We never say it has to be exactly like it is, So John Frey will hear it, and then he'll track the drums to it, but then he has free range to put in whatever drum fills or whatever he wants to, and then we might change up the guitar riff due to the drums. So usually the demo track is just a blueprint for us to listen to and go, yeah, I think this could be something, because if it's great as a demo, then it's only going to get better when you put actual real instruments with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys have been around for over 20 years now. Is there still things you want to try in your music to see if they work for you?
Yeah, I think, we never have it's an open door policy with us. We've experimented with different percussion stuff on albums and a little bit of synthesizers, and, you never know. I mean, we've had a lot of different instruments from banjo to mandolin to, the upright bass. So, with us, it's just like, whatever sounds cool, we never want to get too far out there and be like, what are these guys doing? But it's all, that's the cool thing about the studio is if you don't like it, you can just delete it.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything that you have tried over the past 22 or so years that maybe have not worked for you and you're never going to try again?
I don't
so,
know.
what?
I mean, yeah, I can't really remember what has been. I think the main thing, something we've tried to do live before is to play with a click track live. And we've tried that a couple times, and it just doesn't really work for us. I think we're just too much of an unleashed beast once we get on stage, and but we always try to keep conscious and not play the songs too fast or slow. But there's something about playing with a click track for us anyway that just feels like it's a little bit too tame, and that's really not our vibe, But studio wise, I'm not really sure if we've tried anything that we're like, no, that doesn't work. I'm sure we have, but most of the time we always try to find a way to make it work.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys have been known to do different versions and different stylings when you go out on tour. You've done acoustic tours and live versions of records and acoustic tracks as well. What else have you got lined up for the future, acoustic wise or live wise, that we can look forward to?
That's still to say. I mean, we did a tour one time in the UK where we opened up for ourselves playing an acoustic set. Then I would like to do that again. I think we all would, So
I was there and it was good.
Yeah, we might try to do something like that again, and maybe just a full acoustic tour in some small places. You never know. It's always fun to switch it up and do something different and offer our fans a different experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Ben, it's been a pleasure having a chat with you.
You too, man. Thank you very much.